In the last episode of the Toronto Thunderbirds franchise, we went through the entire offseason and added a lot of help to this team, but obviously our roster was not completely full after that episode, so I have gone through and signed a few more players, so let's go over our roster. We obviously return our starting quarterback in Ben Richardson. Backing him up will be two mentor guys that I signed in Jacoby Brissett and Derek Carr. And then trying to compete for the practice squad spot is going to be two undrafted free agents, one of them being quarterback Trent Grant, who has a normal dev trait but much better attributes, and then quarterback Colt Middleton, who is actually a star dev trait but much lower attributes. I did not bring in any other veterans besides Keaton Mitchell, who we brought in regular free agency. I did add a couple undrafted guys though, and running back Deion James, who has a star dev trait, and running back Denzel Hickson, who is just a normal dev trait. But obviously, Keaton Mitchell is probably going to be our main back this year. Now, over at wide receiver, we added a big target for us in Jamison Williams, who is an 84 overall. We returned Dimitri Cox and Kyrie Smith, and then we drafted Brian Duvall, who is a 73 overall rookie. We also drafted Sidney Peters, who is a 70 overall rookie, both of them with hidden dev traits. And then I signed David Lindley, Tyler Andrews, Dwayne Snow, Kamani Wallace, Tavares Gilliard, and then Kevin Elliott. And just so you guys know, Gilliard and Elliott are also both star dev traits. We also ended up drafting a brand new tight end in Dylan Kruger, who comes in as a 73 overall. Braden Willis will back him up, Justin Shorter will be our third string, and then I signed Maurice Underwood, who was on our team last season, so he is just kind of here to be a camp body. Surprisingly, there were not a lot of veterans that I actually had to sign or undrafted free agents along the offensive line. We brought in Rasheed Walker in free agency to be our new starting left tackle. And then at left guard, we have Damian Lewis, who we also brought in free agency. At center, it's actually going to be the guy we drafted at guard, AJ Miller. He comes in as a 76 overall with the hidden dev trait. I'm excited to see how he can develop. At right guard, we have Tristan Colon, who's a 74 overall. I did sign Cody Ford to be a backup guard. And then at right tackle, we have Austin Jackson, and I signed Tyree Phillips to be our backup right tackle. I believe along the defensive line, I only signed a couple veterans. We have Zach Sealer, who we got in for agency. Derek Barnett is one of the veterans that I signed. And then we have Brian Brown, who is back for his second year with this team. At right end, we have John Franklin Myers, who we got in for agency. But our starter is most likely going to be rookie Zach Harrison, a 75 overall, who we drafted as an outside linebacker, but moved him over to defensive end. And I think he's going to develop pretty nicely. And then we have George Pritchett, who is back for his second year with the team. Over at defensive tackle, we only have 3 on the roster right now. I signed Grover Stewart as a veteran tackle. Then we have Javon Hargrave and DJ Jones. There is another draft pick we made here at left outside linebacker, and Corey Bailey, who will be our starter at a 78 overall. We also drafted Dennis Rhodes, who is a 70 overall right now, and then Sean Chason, who we took in the very first draft of this series. He was a 7th round pick. He played most of last season, but obviously he cannot compare to these two guys. Then we have our defensive captain in Tracy Wilcox, who was an 85 overall superstar dev trait. Now, Kenneth Murray will back him up. We brought him in for agency. Enrique McLeod comes back for his second year with the team. And then we have an undrafted free agent, Oscar Flowers, who is a star dev trait. Moving over to the other outside linebacker spot, we return starter Austin Acosta, who will be an 82 overall, backed up by Alex Anzalone, who is a 77, and then Randy Ferguson, who is a 63. Now, corner was one of those positions that changed a lot in the offseason. We brought in defensive back Dax Hill and Jalen Watson. We returned Jaleel Torrance, and then we drafted Tim Varner and Sidney Minor. We then got Daryl Tatum, who is an undrafted rookie. But we also brought in Bob Sheffield, who's an undrafted rookie. Now, both of these guys are both star dev traits. But then we have defensive back William Lyons, who was only a 60 overall. And there is a reason I brought him in. He is a superstar X-Factor dev trait. I honestly don't know if he will develop into anything meaningful, but I figure it can't hurt to keep him on the team right now. Moving over to free safety, I did sign Darius Slay as a corner in the offseason, but we've decided to move him over to free safety right now at a 79 overall. Then we have Juan Thornhill at a 75 and Nick Cross at a 72. And then at strong safety, we signed Kobe Bryant, who will be a 75 overall, Ashton Davis, who was a 71, and then Trent Stockton, who was a 64, I believe in his second year with the team. One of the other big parts of the last draft is I burned a 6th round pick on rookie kicker Glenn Griffin, and honestly, I feel like it was a pretty good call here because he is a hidden dev trait. I have already cut our other kicker, Sam Haynes, just to make some roster space, and Glenn Griffin will be our kicker of the future because he comes in with 99 kick power and 82 kick accuracy. I think he's going to be pretty good. And then the final roster spot on the team right now is punter Greg Kerr, an undrafted rookie who has 91 kick power, 79 kick accuracy, and is a 73 overall. Obviously, as we go through this episode, I will be changing around the depth chart quite a bit, trying to get some of those lower rated guys on the field to see if they can actually provide anything to this team. But the next thing we need to do is go ahead and upgrade some players after I completed some of the training camp stuff. And we're going to start that with rookie defensive end Zach Harrison. We're going to go and upgrade this speed rusher trait. He goes up to a 76 overall, and he's already really close to another upgrade point, but he gets +4 to block shedding. That's incredible. 2 to finesse move, 1 to play rec, power move, pursuit, and tackle. Rookie kicker Glenn Griffin also gets an upgrade point. We don't really need to upgrade his power at all, so I guess we're just going to stick with accuracy just to try to get him a little bit better there, and he's going to get +2 to that. Next up is going to be Corey Bailey, one of our 3 second-round picks. We're going to upgrade his run stopper, and he is going to be getting a few attribute boosts here, +2 to awareness, 1 to block shed, play rec, strength, and tackle. Our defensive captain, Tracy Wilcox, has an upgrade point. We're going to upgrade his field general, and he is going to be getting 5 attribute boosts here, +1 to awareness, block shed, man coverage, 2 to pursuit, and 1 to zone coverage. Rookie receiver Brian Duvall already has 2 upgrade points to use. We're going to bring the first one on playmaker. He goes up to a 74 overall. He's going to get +1 to deep route, 3 to medium, 2 to short, 1 to spectacular catch, and 1 to spin move. We're going to go right back to that playmaker trait one more time. Goes up to a 75 overall now and gets +2 to ball carrier vision, break tackle, 3 to deep route, 1 to release, 3 to short route, and 2 to spectacular catching, and an ability slot. So we know he is at least a superstar dev trait now. Rookie tight end Dylan Kruger also has 2 upgrade points to use. The first one's going to go to possession. He goes up to a 74 overall and gets +2 to break tackle, 1 to catch in traffic, 3 to medium route, and 1 to short route. And then we're going to go right back to possession again to get him to a 75 overall. Does he get an ability slot? No, he does not, but he does get +1 to ball carrier vision, catch in traffic, impact block, release, run block finesse, and short route, and then 2 to his medium route running. And the player I was really hoping we can develop into a solid back, running back Keaton Mitchell, only 24 years old, is in his 4th year in the league now, but still a star dev trait. He has 2 upgrade points to use, so we're going to burn them both in elusive back. He gets +1 to ball carrier vision, carrying, and juke move, and then we're going to go right back there. So right now he is an 80 overall, and he's getting +2 to awareness, 1 to carrying, and 1 to spin move. And then we have our franchise quarterback, Ben Richardson, who is already up to an 82 overall with his field general. We're going to keep throwing points into that, and he's going to end up getting +2 to throw accuracy deep and 1 to throw accuracy mid. Now that we're through all of that, we have our first storyline for the season, an off-season press conference. Oh, and never mind, it's not an actual press conference. It is wide receiver Dimitri Cox responding to the fact that I said we didn't have a plan in the offseason. I have a plan, I'm just not telling the press. Coach, I may be an entertainer, but even I see through that. You shouldn't have said that. Alright, got it. Whatever. You know what? This is why we signed Jameson Williams, because now you're going to be like wide receiver 2 or 3. Now, one thing I don't actually have a plan for is how much these starters are going to be playing in the preseason. We're probably just going to play it by game, because I do want to see them play just a bit. Our offense does get the ball first, so let's see what they do with it. From the 30-yard line, it's a 1st and 10. We'll send Braden Willis in motion. And on the first play of the preseason, we'll give it to new running back Keaton Mitchell for a gain of a yard. Richardson comes out in shotgun with 2 running backs in the backfield. We send Jameson Williams in motion. We will take the snap. He throws it underneath. That is going to be caught by rookie receiver. I believe that's Brian Duvall. Yeah, for a gain of 10. It is going to take me a minute to remember some of these numbers now. 3rd and inches. From the 40, back in his shotgun set again. Richardson looking to pass, will go over the middle, and he finds Dylan Kruger for the first down. So the rookie is getting involved early here. From the 44-yard line, Richardson back in shotgun again. He will take the snap and look to pass. Stand in the pocket. Now going deep over the middle. He finds Jameson Williams for the first down into Raiders territory. That would set us up at the 38-yard line. He comes out as the only one in the backfield. A quick throw will be caught, and that's by Dimitri Cox for a gain of about 6. Now that brings up a 2nd and 4. A shotgun set. Keaton Mitchell's lined up in the backfield. And that is not where we go with it. It'll be a play fake. Now going deep downfield into the end zone. And that one gets deflected away. But it does set up a 3rd and 4 now. A shotgun set again. Mitchell is still the running back, but Richardson will once again look to pass, and he's finding Jameson Williams over the middle inside the 20 all the way down to the 15-yard line. Alright, what I have seen of the starters so far is pretty good, but let's see if we can finish this drive. Richardson will look to pass again, throwing to the outside. He finds his man, and that is going to be a gain of about 9 yards by Dimitri Cox. Now it's going to be a 2nd and 1. He comes out with a 5-wide set. Richardson will look to pass, throwing to the outside, and that'll be intercepted. He tried to force it to Keaton Mitchell on the outside. Our defense has locked the Raiders into a 3rd and 14, though, from their own 28-yard line. He will drop back to pass. He's under a lot of pressure, and he's going to be getting sacked on the play by Corey Bailey. All of our offensive starters are still in right now. It's a 3rd and 3 from the Raiders 31. He'll drop back. It's going to be a screen to the outside, but he does not get rid of it in time. That leads to a 4th and 12. But what a time to test out our rookie kicker for about a 57-yard try. The snap, the hold, the kick is away, and this one will be no good. And following that miss, the Raiders would take advantage and find the end zone on a 32-yard touchdown to McCole Hardman. We are going to go a little bit later into the game. It is still 7-0, but we face a 3rd and 3, and quarterback Trent Gant is in the game. It'll be a quick pass to the outside, caught, and that is going to be, I believe, Kyrie Smith for the first down. A 2-yard run from Keelan Wayne, and then an incomplete pass leads to a 3rd and 8 from the 19. Gant dropping back, going over the middle, and that one will fall incomplete. So Glenn Griffin will get a 2nd try today. He's already missed a 57-yarder. This one much shorter, only a 36-yard attempt, and this one is good. It looks like Sam Darnold is now in at quarterback for the Raiders. From the 14-yard line, it's a 1st and 10. Back in a shotgun set, he will drop back to pass. He's going to throw this to the outside, caught by his man, and that's knocked out. Now that leads to a 2nd and 10. He's back in a shotgun set again. Darnold will take the snap. We're bringing up blitz. He's rolling to the outside under pressure. Hit as he's throwing, and it goes out of bounds. Now a 3rd and 10. 39 seconds to go here in the first half. Darnold will drop back to pass, and he's going to roll to the outside. He throws on the run, and that is just straight up dropped by his running back. The Raiders would then make that field goal to end the half, so they would go up 10-3, and now they get the ball to start the second half, but it's a 3rd and 10 from the 14 again. He's going to roll to the outside, and he's getting hit as he throws, and that one should fall incomplete, and they'll kick a field goal. They would actually end up missing that field goal. We would punt the ball away, but then on their next drive, William Lyons, who was the undrafted free agent that is a superstar X-Factor, comes away with an interception. However, following 2 straight incomplete passes after that, it's a 3rd and 10. And Gant is back in a 5-wide set. He's going to be under pressure, needs to get rid of it, and he's going to get sacked all the way back to the 48-yard line. That's definitely out of our kicker's range. Later on in the game, it is a 3rd and 4, the Raiders 18. It is still a 10-3 ball game. Gant looking to pass, going to the outside, finding his man, and that'll be a 1st down to number 27, which is going to be Denzel Hickson. Now it's going to be a 5-wide set for the Thunderbirds. Gant back in shotgun, all alone in the backfield. A quick throw that'll be caught, and he's fighting his way down to the 3-yard line. That is Sidney Peters, one of our other draft picks. Now he's going to line up under center. He will drop back to pass again, going over the middle, and that one will fall incomplete. Trying to hit 89, who has something coming out of the back of his head. I don't know what the hell that was. By the way, it's a 3rd and goal. That drop is brought to you by Dwayne Snow. So now from the 3, Gant will drop back to pass again, and he's under pressure, and he's going to get sacked on the play, but at least our rookie kicker will get some experience. This will just be about a 30-yard try for Griffin. The snap, the hold, the kick is away, and it is good. No problem. With about 4 minutes to go in the game now, Darnold has the ball at the 8-yard line, looking to put this game away. It's a handoff to their back, to the outside, who will be met and brought down to the 4-yard line. That will bring up a 2nd and goal. Darnold comes out in shotgun again. With about 3.5 minutes to play now, he will drop back and look to pass, going to the end zone, finding his man, and he is going to be brought down inside the 1-yard line. Now a shotgun set. Can we make the stand here? It'll be a handoff to Zamir White, who is stood up and brought down to bring up a 4th and goal. But instead of kicking a field goal to take a 7-point lead, they're going to go for it here. Darnold back in shotgun. From about the half-yard line, we'll be looking to pass a wide open man and a touchdown for the Raiders. From there, we're just going to go to the end of this game. The Raiders would get 1 more field goal, so your final score of our first preseason game of Season 2 is 20-6. Despite that interception at the back of the end zone, Ben Richardson actually had a pretty solid day. 10 of 14 for 111 yards. Trent Gant did not have a good day at all. 12 of 23 for 115, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. But Colt Middleton also did not have a very good day. 2 of 5 for 9 yards and a pick. So, not really a clear leader right now for our practice squad quarterback. Running the ball, Deion James got 11 carries for 35 yards. And then receiving, it looks like our leading receiver is going to be Jamison Williams, 4 for 72, but Tyler Andrews played pretty well. Leading our team in tackles today goes to Kenneth Murray, who came away with 6. We got 2 sacks, 1 from Zach Sealer and 1 from Corey Bailey, and then interceptions, William Lyons came away with the only 1. The Raiders' second-year quarterback Josh Earl went 3 of 6 for 61 yards and a touchdown. Sam Darnold, 15 of 27 for 170, a touchdown and a pick. Running the ball, they really could not do anything. Zamir White, 12 carries for 12 yards. And then receiving, Michael Mayer is the only one to catch a touchdown for them today. 5 catches, 19 yards, and a single score. Actually, I lied. McCole Hardman also has a receiving touchdown, 1 catch for 32 yards. Before we jump into the second game of the preseason, I do want to go over one thing. So most of the time, the way I record these episodes is kind of just in chunks at a time. So in between recording the first game of the preseason and this one, I was going to look at some slider sets to see if I could get a better kicking slider set, and I found out that Playmaker has finally uploaded his CPU versus CPU sliders, so I've completely changed all of our sliders. Generally, Playmaker is the one that I absolutely love using every single year. I do a CPU versus CPU franchise in almost every single Madden, and Playmaker sliders are always seemingly the best to me, so I was really excited to see him upload his. Aside from the gameplay sliders, the only other change is instead of a 12-minute quarter with 12 seconds down to the accelerated clock, it'll be a 10-minute quarter down to 25 seconds. So hopefully that's the last time I really have to touch the sliders in this series. But now that that's out of the way, we can actually move on to the rest of the episode, starting with a player upgrade for wide receiver Sidney Peters. We're going to upgrade his playmaker ability, and he is going to get several boosts here. 1 to ball carrier vision, juke move, spectacular catch, and trucking, and then 3 to medium route and 2 to release. Next up is defensive back Jaleel Torrance, so we are going to go ahead and upgrade his slot trait, and yeah, it does not take away the scheme fit, thankfully, so he still gets that bonus every single week, but he gets +1 to man and play rec, and then 2 to tackle and 2 to zone. Then we have rookie outside linebacker Corey Bailey, and we're going to upgrade his run stopper trait, so he's up to a 79 overall right now, getting +1 to awareness, block shed, hit power, play rec, tackle, and 2 to zone coverage. And finally, we have rookie defensive end Zach Harrison. We're going to upgrade his speed rusher trait, and he stays a 75 overall right now. He gets +2 to finesse move, 1 to play rec, and 2 to pursuit. But there is a bigger story with him. Obviously, we do not have his hidden dev trait unlocked yet, but I do the weekly training every single week, and I try to get gold every single time. And finally it worked out because Zach Harrison, in training, it says defend medium pass. Actually, it's development trait increase to plus superstar dev trait. So we now have 2 guys on this team that are going to be a superstar rookie, because we already know about wide receiver Brian Duvall, considering he got an ability whenever we upgraded him earlier. One more thing before getting into this game is we do have a storyline for our offensive coordinator, so let's figure out what that one's about. Oh lovely, it is a press conference and they're going to ask me about position battles. Sure, I know everything about position battles on this team, so let's figure out exactly what position battle they want to know about. Honestly, these press conferences in this game were one of those things that I knew they would be added, and it was kind of going to be a toss-up if they were going to be good or not. You should be having a tight end position battle according to most experts. Which stat will determine the winner of the battle between Dylan Kruger and Braden Willis? You know what? For right now, we are going to say most receiving yards. Because if Braden Willis can beat out Kruger in that, I will probably just continue to roll with Braden Willis, and then we'll just continue developing Dylan Kruger. But either way, it is now time to move on to our next preseason game as we take on the Indianapolis Colts. Led by Anthony Richardson, on their very first possession, they are all the way down to R31 for a 3rd and 7. He will drop back to pass, going deep over the middle. That'll be caught inside the 5-yard line. That's going to set up a 1st and goal from the 4. That catch was made by Michael Pittman. Now Richardson will drop back to pass again, going to the end zone and finds his man. Touchdown Indianapolis, so our starting defense just kind of got destroyed. But let's go ahead and see how our offense does. 1st and 10 from the 30. He will drop back to pass, and Richardson going over the middle. He finds Jamison Williams to about the 45-yard line. Just a couple run plays later from Keaton Mitchell, we face a 3rd and 5. Richardson from under center will drop back to pass. Looking to convert, going over the middle and missing his receiver. I believe that was intended for Dylan Kruger. The defense would then force a 3-and-out in simulation, and now we face a 3rd and 14. Can we avoid a 3-and-out of our own? Going downfield, and that is off the hands of Brian Duvall. Alright, I will gladly take that, though. On their very first play following the punt, Darius Slay gets an interception and runs it in for a touchdown, so we have now tied this game up at 7. The Colts would then respond with a touchdown of their own to make it 14-7. We face a 4th and 3 here in the second quarter. A throw to the outside is going to get deflected away. Indianapolis would end up with another touchdown in simulation to make it 21-7. Now we have 1:13 and 2 timeouts here before halftime, and that is just straight up dropped by the receiver. So now a 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Out of a shotgun set, Richardson will draw back to pass again, going over the middle, and another drop by the receiver. Maybe these sliders are a bit broken. I may be adjusting some stuff following the game. 3rd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun will take the snap. It's going to be a handoff, and that is Keaton Mitchell up the middle, and that'll get a gain of 8. And as we go into the second half, we would get the ball first, and instead of quarterback Trent Grant getting the start in the second half, I went with quarterback Colt Middleton, and he immediately comes out and throws an interception in simulation. Yeah, I went ahead and saw enough of that game. We're just going to jump right to the end. Final score is 28-7. Obviously, I'm going to have to change around some of the sliders because the receivers were dropping those passes a little too easily for me. But I decided to give Middleton the entire second half, and he went 3 of 13 for 37 yards and a pick. So not a great day for him. We did not really run the ball well at all. And then receiving, no one really could do anything because they either dropped it or just the quarterback couldn't hit them. It looks like Kenneth Murray, Tracy Wilcox, and Kobe Bryant all led our team in tackles. We only got 1 sack, and that was John Franklin Myers, and 1 interception, that was Darius Slay, also our only touchdown of the day. Anthony Richardson went 12 of 18 for 163 and 3 touchdowns and a pick against our starters. Their backup, Eli Barton, went 7 of 8 for 66 yards. Running the ball, Jonathan Taylor got 67 yards. Porter got 40 yards and a touchdown, and then receiving, Michael Pittman got a score, and Adonai Mitchell, or A.D. Mitchell, got a touchdown. Like I said in the middle of the last game, I was going to go ahead and change around some of the sliders. One, I put all the player sliders back to being 50 because I don't really know if that affects anything, but I've upped the QB accuracy from 5 to 7 and the wide receiver catching from 45 to 50, but everything else is the exact same. There are a few player upgrades to get to start this next game, so we're going to go ahead and start with wide receiver Kyrie Smith. And he is going to end up getting a lot of boost here. 1 to awareness, ball carrier vision, carrying, catching, medium route release, and then 2 to deep route and spectacular catching, and 3 to catch in traffic. Let's see if rookie receiver Brian Duvall can get an upgrade like that, because that would obviously be massive. He's now up to a 75 overall, and he's getting +3 to awareness, and then 1 to ball carrier vision, carrying, deep route, juke move, medium route release, short route, and trucking. And then we have our rookie center, AJ Miller. We're going to upgrade his pass protector. He goes up to a 76 overall with that, getting +1 to impact block, pass block finesse, and pass block power. Before we get into our final preseason game, I do want to say that our starters are not going to play much in this game. They may get 1 or 2 drives, and then everyone that has secured a starter spot is going to get pulled from this game. So let's go ahead and watch that one drive. Our defense would force a punt in simulation. Now 1st and 10 from the 22, and that throw is inaccurate. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 10. Back at the 22-yard line. Richardson will take the snap and once again look to pass. Stay in the pocket. He lets this one go to the outside, and that one will fall incomplete. 3rd and 10. Still at the 22-yard line, we'll take the snap, run the play fake, and now Richardson rolling to the outside, and he is going to throw that one away. So maybe we'll give the offense one more drive because that was ugly. However, before our offense gets to take the field, the defense has to get off the field. A 1st and 10 for the Titans. Will Levis is back in shotgun. He's going to send a man in motion. He takes the snap, stands in the pocket, now throws this one downfield, and he finds his man, and that will set up a 2nd and inches from the 1-yard line. And technically, they can still earn a 1st down here. They're going to come out in an I formation. He takes the snap, hands off to the running back who breaks that tackle, but powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. This drive would begin with a 5-yard pass and then a 4-yard sack. So now a 3rd and 9 to avoid another 3 and out, and that will be caught by Jamison Williams for the 1st down into Titans territory. So now Richardson goes under center. From the 49-yard line, he will drop back to pass again, throwing this one towards the sideline. That is caught, and another 1st down. Unfortunately, though, I could not see who actually caught that ball. So now 1st and 10. Back in a pistol set, Keaton Mitchell is the running back, but we're going to look to pass. Richardson staying in the pocket. Now he's going to try to take off, and he will slide down for a gain of about 6 yards. A shotgun set now for the Thunderbirds. Richardson will take the snap and look to pass. They're bringing a blitz. He goes to the outside. He finds Jamison Williams, who will be met inside the 20-yard line. That takes us into the second quarter now. First and 10 from inside the red zone. Richardson is going to lob this one to the end zone, and that one will be incomplete. I believe he was trying to get that one to Jamison Williams, and I'm actually wrong. He threw a jump ball to Keaton Mitchell, our running back, which is definitely a choice. Second and 10 from the 19. We give it to Mitchell, who goes up the middle with some great blocking, and Keaton Mitchell down to the 5-yard line with a 15-yard carry. Now it's going to be a first and goal. Richardson back in a shotgun set with a 5-wide set. He will take the snap, and it's a QB draw up the middle, and he is going to fight his way maybe into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. He got hit about 3 yards before the goal line and fought his way through. Tennessee has managed to drive down to our 13-yard line for a 3rd and 4. Levis back in shotgun, will drop back to pass. He's throwing this to the outside. He's got a man, and he is going to get met and brought down to the 2-yard line. First and goal, Tennessee. Our starting defense is still in as of right now. This is the final drive that they will be in the game. First and goal, handoff up the middle, and Tajay Spears into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. With 45 seconds to go in the half, the Titans have gotten back down to our 6-yard line. It's a 3rd and inches. Levis out of shotgun. Will drop back and look to pass. He's lobbing to the outside, and that one gets deflected away. And that deflection belongs to Tim Barner, our 4th-round pick, but their kick is going to be good to make this a 10-point lead. In the second half now, it's a 3rd and 7 as they have gotten down to our 9-yard line. I've left Trent Gant in at quarterback, and he is just not doing much on offense. Will Levis going downfield and finding his running back into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans, one more time today. And the backup quarterbacks still aren't showing much. Tennessee gets the ball back. It's a 3rd and 4 from the 9-yard line. I believe this is Aiden O'Connell in at quarterback for Tennessee. He will be looking to pass here. He throws to the outside, finds his man, who is immediately met and brought down. That was a nice play. Now this kick will be away and good to make it 27-7. I did not realize how thick this quarterback was here. He will drop back to a pass. He's going deep over the middle, and he finds his man for the first down. That's the first time we've actually seen him in action. I didn't realize how big he was. We got Jared Lorenzen back there at quarterback from the 35-yard line out of a shotgun set. He will drop back to pass again. He's going downfield. This time he'll find his man at the 22-yard line. Apparently, we just needed to watch him actually play here. First and 10 from the 22. And it will be a play action. And he's hit as he's throwing and misses his receiver that time. 2nd and 10. He comes back in a shotgun set again at the 22-yard line. He will drop back and look to pass one more time. A quick throw to the outside that'll be caught, and that's a gain of about 8 yards. And that catch was made by wide receiver David Lindley. So now on a 3rd and 2 from the 14-yard line. He's going to send the man in motion. Once again looking to pass. And he's going to fire this to the outside, but overthrow the receiver. But that looked like a really late hit, and I think that's what they're going to call. All right, never mind. They call pass interference, despite the fact that that ball was definitely uncatchable. But whatever, we can just stay in on the action. It'll be a toss play to the outside. He cuts back in and will fight his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto, by Deion James, the undrafted running back. And the defense would force a punt with 2:38 to go, so maybe we have a chance here. Middleton will drop back. A quick throw that'll be caught by Justin Shorter, who will get the first down to the 31. Colt Middleton trying to make this at least an interesting finish to this game. Back in a shotgun set again, will drop back to pass. Staying in the pocket. He's going to throw this deep downfield, and that one gets knocked away. Trying to hit, I believe, Kyrie Smith. Leads to a 2nd and 10 now. With a 5-wide set, he will take the snap and look to pass and throws it underneath, but it gets tipped down at the line. So here comes a 3rd and 10 for Toronto. Middleton back in a shotgun set. He will drop back and look to pass. Another quick throw will be caught by Lindley for a gain of about 4 yards. That will take us down to the 2-minute warning. And if we don't get this first down, it's pretty much over. I mean, this game is going to take a miracle anyway to win. He's going to send his man out wide. Now Middleton with a quick throw to the outside. A wide open Kyrie Smith for the first down. But now we have earned our first timeout with 1:52 remaining. From the 44-yard line, Middleton will drop back to pass again. And he's hit as he's throwing. Now in a 2nd and 10 with 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to send the man in motion. Middleton will look to pass. A quick throw to the outside gets knocked away, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Another shotgun set for Toronto. He will drop back, looking to go downfield, trying to buy some time, and he's going to have to throw this one away, and that leads to a 4th and 10. And with only 2 timeouts remaining, if you don't get this, it's 100% going to be game over. Middleton will drop back and look to pass. He's going to go deep downfield, and he finds Kyrie Smith on another 4th down to convert here. And we're just going to run a no-huddle offense, so we get to keep both of our timeouts. Middleton will drop back to pass, dropping farther back now. He's going to let this one rip deep downfield and miss his man. 2nd and 10. A minute 17 to go in the game. He is all alone in the backfield. Will drop back and he throws this to the outside. That is caught along the sideline, and they say he was not in bounds. So it brings up yet another 3rd down for Toronto on this drive. Middleton back in shotgun. Will look to pass, obviously. Gets rid of this one to the outside. That'll be caught by Shorter and makes it a 4th and 5. We've already converted on a couple 4th downs on this drive. Can we keep it going? 50 seconds to go in the game. Middleton dropping farther back, letting this one go deep downfield. A wide open man, and it is Justin Shorter down to the 2-yard line. And we did have an injury, but we don't have to use a timeout because he actually got out of bounds there. 1st and goal. Out of a shotgun set, looking to pass. A quick throw will be caught, and a touchdown for the Toronto Thunderbirds. We're an onside kick away from being right back in this game. With 42 seconds to go, we line up for the onside kick. It is away, and the Titans will recover that one, and this game will wrap up here. Well, Colt Middleton tried to make it a game there at the very end, and honestly, he showed me a lot. Apparently, he's just not that great if you are doing actual, super semi, but if you're watching, he seems to be at least a solid quarterback against the Titans' backup players. He was finding his targets nicely. Obviously, he's not going to scramble for many yards. I think his speed rating is like a 59. But yeah, I never checked to see what type of, body he had, honestly. I was just like, oh, this quarterback is a star depth trait and has some solid ratings, so I guess I'll go ahead and bring him in. But yeah, that wraps up this preseason. I don't know what his stats were before he started those last couple drives, but he finishes 11 of 20 for 136 and a touchdown. Yeah, 6'3", 303 pounds. I never saw that. Trent Grant went 8 of 10 for 67 yards, and Ben Richardson 4 of 8 for 50 yards. Running the ball, Trent Grant actually led the team in rushing with 18 yards. Richardson got a touchdown, and Deion James got a touchdown. Receiving, who was our leading receiver? That is going to be Kyrie Smith, 5 for 63. And the only one to catch a touchdown today is Kamani Wallace, one of our draft picks from last season. 4 tackles today, leading the team is Zach Sealer with 6, and Austin Acosta, who came away with 6. Sealer also came away with 1.5 sacks. John Franklin Myers got 1, Zach Harrison got 1, and Austin Acosta got half of 1, but we got no interceptions. Will Levis, who played the first 3 quarters of this game, went 23 of 31 for 282 yards and a score, and then Aiden O'Connell came in 3 of 5 for 17 yards. Running the ball, Tajay Spears, 15 for 46 and 2 scores, and their best receiver was Calvin Ridley, 6 for 69, and the only one to catch a touchdown today was Tajay Spears. We do have one upgrade point to burn before we actually start releasing anyone from this team, and it's on quarterback Ben Richardson. We're going to upgrade his field general, so he goes up to an 84 overall right now, and he's going to get +1 to awareness, play action, throw accuracy mid, and throw accuracy short. And there are 22 players we have to get rid of here, but there are a couple storylines we need to take care of first, so let's start with the position battle. Preseason's over, and it looks like our position battle is complete. Yes, it is. Based on what you said in the press conference, Kruger won the battle. Do you agree he won the battle? If he got the most yards, yes, I believe he did win the battle. So Kruger will be our starting tight end. And I just want to see how close of a battle that actually was, because none of our quarterbacks really played well the entire preseason. Yeah, 204 yards, 182, and 182 yards. Not a lot to go around there. Receiving, Jamison Williams was our best one. And down here, Braden Willis got 2 for 20, and Kruger got 2 for 13. So how exactly did Braden Willis not win that battle? Whatever, if I don't follow it, I feel like it'll punish me for some reason, so I guess we're just going to roll with Kruger being the starter. And the storyline for our defensive coordinator is apparently a team meeting, so let's figure out exactly what this is about. This morning I want to talk to you about our team culture. Our culture defines how we play every single week. Sure. What culture do you want us to embrace? To try to win games. Physical, playing with toughness, explosive, making splash plays, discipline, mistake-free football. Let's go with that one. We'll play smart and disciplined because I feel like that's probably our best bet here. Now, I have to make 22 roster moves before we get into the season, but there is one that we get to start off with here, and that's because on the injury report, right guard Felix Ware has a torn labrum. For a 68 overall, I probably was just going to put him on the practice squad anyway, so we're just going to place him on IR for the season. So now we only have to make 21 roster moves, and we're going to be moving Colt Middleton over to our practice squad, and then Trent Gant is going to be getting released. Over at running back, Alex Winston is going to be getting cut from the team, And then running back Denzel Hickson is going to be moved over to the practice squad. So our main running backs going into the season right now are Deion James, Keelan Wayne, and Keaton Mitchell. I am not going to guarantee that I'm not going to go sign a power back because we really don't have one of those. Obviously, we have a ton of wide receivers here, and we're going to start by moving Kevin Elliott and Tavares Gilliard over to the practice squad. And from there, wide receiver Dwayne Snow and Tyler Andrews are both going to be getting cut from this team, along with wide receiver David Lindley. Obviously, they are pretty solid in overall, but we really don't have the roster space, especially with these two rookie receivers in Brian Duvall and Sidney Peters. I told you guys at the start of the video that tight end Maurice Underwood was pretty much just a camp body, so he is now gone. At left tackle, Taquan Myers will be going over to the practice squad, and then at left guard, we're probably just not going to touch that. However, at center, Pete Beretta will be going over to the practice squad, so we're rolling with at least 3 centers as of right now, but that may not stick. Over at right tackle, Ralph Havenstein will also be going down to the practice squad, so we'll be using Austin Jackson and Tyree Phillips. Finally, the first move we'll make on defense is that defensive end George Pritchett will be going down to the practice squad. And going down there with him will be outside linebacker Sean Chason. And then over at right outside linebacker, Randy Ferguson will be going down to the practice squad. We currently have 8 corners on the roster right now, and the guys that are not going to make it are going to be Bob Sheffield, who's going down to the practice squad, and then Daryl Tatum, who's also going down to the practice squad. Everyone else we either drafted or is a superstar X Factor, so I don't really want to cut him. We still have 3 moves left to make, and the next one's going to be releasing safety Trent Stockton. We are going to circle back around to defensive end, where we're going to be cutting Derek Barnett. And the final move I have to make is we're going to be cutting middle linebacker Oscar Flowers. I really tried to roll with 4 into the season, but it's just not really going to be able to work. He's only a 60 overall. Yes, he is a star depth trait, but he has a bit to catch up to with Enrique McLeod. McLeod's also a year younger, so yeah, Flowers is going to be the move. And I told you we were probably going to go sign a power back, and that's exactly what I'm looking at here. Running back Zach Moss with 84 break tackle, 90 speed, 87 acceleration, and then he has 87 trucking as well, so Zach Moss is going to be our power set back. But obviously that means we are going to have to make some roster space, so Denzel Hickson is going to be getting released from the practice squad even though he just made it. And then over here at running back, Deion James is going to be getting demoted down to the practice squad. So now that will be our final 53 for right now. In the next episode, we will go over the entire depth chart and we will kick off Season 2 of this franchise in Week 1 at the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you next time.